The position of Gor Mahia Football Club with regard to the broadcast rights, which is supported by the executive committee, our fans and supporters, and which is known, very well known to the Football Kenya Federation under the chairmanship of President Nick Mwendwa, the Star Times Media Limited, and the general public, is that the club owns such rights as its intellectual property. And it is only the club that has the locus standi, meaning the legal position or legal authority to cede them or to grant them to a third party. I hope that is very, very clear. We, as a club, own the broadcast rights. Any other football club in Kenya has a similar authority to cut away such rights in accordance with its constitution or statutes. The Football Kenya Federation has no authority whatsoever, and I repeat, the Football Kenya Federation has no authority whatsoever to enter into any contract with any person purporting to grant such party our broadcast rights. Article 81 of the Football Federation Constitution does not confer such rights to the Federation over the broadcast rights of any Premier League club or any other club for that matter in this country. It is for this reason that the Football Kenya Federation has been cajoling, coercing, and blackmailing Kenyan Premier League clubs into endorsing such rights to Star Times Media. They have used various means to try to coax, seduce, and having failed, then they have resorted to coercing, intimidating, blackmailing clubs to procure the endorsement of the agreement they entered into illegally with Star Times Media. But we have remained, as Gor Mahia, we have remained adamant in our position. And that is why this morning, by whatever means employed, they procured our Secretary General, one Samuel Ochola Kwenda, to purport to issue to Star Times an endorsement of the agreement, which all the members of the executive committee have recanted and have a letter signed by all the members of the committee addressed to Star Times, telling them that that letter is written without authority and is of no legal effect, void, and should not be relied on as a basis of any contractual rights. Article 15 of the Gor Mahia Football Club Constitution 2010 provides that all contractual documents entered into by the club must be signed by the chairman, and that is myself, together with any other member of the EC, and there are 5 of us. Mr. Ochola, very well knowing this position, proceeded to write an authorized letter of endorsement to Star Times Media to purport to give away our rights, then went underground. I've been calling him the whole day. If he was man enough, he should have faced me to tell me, here I am, I signed it. I have had to get the letter from Barry Otieno to ask them, such a letter, did it come to you? That's how I got to know about it. And of course, I got to know about it when one of the members of the press asked me, Mr. Rachier, have you signed a letter of endorsement? I was very surprised. And I said, well, let me get to the Secretary General, who is said to have signed it. He put off his phone until now. Try to reach him. You will not find him. A very cowardly and dastardly act. We have written to Star Times Media withdrawing the letter, and our stand remains as before. And I want to repeat this. Star Times, take notice that the purported letter written to you by Samuel Ochola Kwenda is invalid, void, and of no effect in law. Disciplinary action has already been taken against the errant Secretary General. And I have already briefed our patron, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, of these happenings. Thank you. That I've used the word by whatever means they employed, they procured, they got him to sign. And let me tell you, the endorsement letter is already stereotyped. And it was sent to me, and I rejected it. I first of all asked for the Star Times agreement, which nobody has seen outside the confines of the president and his cohorts. I say this, that even the lawyer for the Federation, I asked him, he has not seen the contract. We are not ignorant people who should sign documents that we have not had sight of. So by procuring, I mean, I don't know how they got him to sign. And if he signed it in any legitimate way, he should not go underground and hide. I can give you his phone and you try to reach him. You will not reach him. If the Federation had that right, they would not be struggling to get our endorsement. And that is the evidence of it. If they had it as they purport to do, then what is the use of trying to get my signature or any other club's signature? We have suspended the Secretary General pending further disciplinary action. As a lawyer, I believe in the right to be heard. So we will hear him before we take any more drastic action. But in the meantime, he is suspended. In the meantime, he is suspended pending his own explanation. Not indefinitely, pending his explanation. In other words, what defense? We always believe in somebody having a defense. If he gives a defense and some satisfactory. In fact, I only wrote to him and told him, please withdraw that letter if we have to spare any action. If he had withdrawn it, I would not even have been able to come here. I would have just told you the letter is withdrawn. But it behoves me to lay the stage clean so that you don't go to bed tonight believing that, oh God, and most other clubs who have taken the same position as I were calling me in disgust or dismay to say, Mr. Rachier, we only had a KPL meeting at which certain resolutions were made. And of course, the FKF, knowing the resolutions that had been made, that were contrary to what they expected to be done, are out. And I say it loudly, without any regret. We do not dispute for a moment the Federation's authority to run the league. We are not disputing that. All we are disputing is that the Federation has no right to sell my rights or the club's rights to a media house without the authority of the club. And they have been looking for the authority of the club, which was denied. Now they resort to Machiavellian, I use the word Machiavellian, underhand grounds to procure the signature. And that is why my secretary has gone, you call it a wall,